Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Outside Bryant. Up and in on the way.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Here's Clarkson. His three-pointers off the mark. And former Coach of the Year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Mills passes to Aldridge. No luck. And the Lakers going the other way now. Outside, Kobe. Puts up a 3. Tim Duncan with the rebound.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense. Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. We're getting back to Duncan's rebounding. He's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Williams for 3. And again, the Lakers no good. Spurs leading by 5. Parker with it. Williams picks him up. Pass break, the Lakers. Here's Nance. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And San Antonio also making a switch. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Here's Parker. He trains the quick shot.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, San Antonio. It's a 5-point game. Ryan against Martin. 5 to shoot. Randall.
They're struggling to knock down those threes here in the early going.
And, sometimes you want to work it inside, see the ball go down, and that'll build your confidence from long range. Play inside out.
And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. Otto Ginobili's checked in for Kevin Martin. It's stolen by West. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Offensive rebound. Pass to Parker. Another shot. They get it back. West outside. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist from West. Ginobili's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Bryant. reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They're up by 8. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
On the court for San Antonio, Mills and Manu at the guards. Anderson is out there with Green, and it's Aldridge in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Russell with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Again, Russell missing.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebounds.
There's a reason why they have 3 seconds in the lane, and that interior play has made a big difference in this game.
Ginobili with the 3. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
It's stolen by Green. Lets it go from deep. Nice D from Russell. Lakers trail by 12. It's stolen by Green. Here's Aldridge.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
A different look now for San Antonio. Duncan comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Martin subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
On the wing, Green. San Antonio again missing.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
And now running it up the court, Martin pushing it up. Shots good by Mills. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for San Antonio?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore, though.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
Clock at 4. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Spurs ball. San Antonio leading by 14. The feed to Duncan. It's rebounded by Kelly.
You know, for the Spurs playing up tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Bryant gets a wide open look. Again, the miss by Kobe.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance traveled as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game played. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement.
Here's San Antonio now. They're rolling here with a 9-point run.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. And some changes here for the Lakers. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Bass. Randall comes in for Larry Nance. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Ryan Kelly. San Antonio also making some changes. David West, he's checked in for Green. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. Out of bounds. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
1:04 left to play in the first half. Lakers trailed by 14. And here's Bryant for 3. And the Lakers get it back.
I can't figure out, guys, what's going on with him this quarter. I mean, he hasn't gotten one shot to drop.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin. Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Passes to Randall. Back to Bryant. The tray. Bryant can't get that one to fall.
Kevin, I tell you, his three-point shot has looked awful here in the second quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of his slump, but he needs to give it a rest and try something else.
Now here's Ginobili. 7 points in the game. Deflects the pass. Bryant dishes to Randall. Back to Kobe. Hibbert kicks to Clarkson. Kobe passes to Hibbert. From downtown. And that does it for the first half of play. Spurs lead by 14.
The Spurs.
We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
Your safety is our #1 concern. In the event an emergency evacuation of Staples Center becomes necessary, please walk calmly out and away from the facility.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
And even though the defensive pressure and attention was squarely on him in that first half, yet he's still able to be the most effective player on the floor.
But for him, Greg, it's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we don't expect anything less, and I'd bet he has even more in store for us during the stretch run.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.